Hi there, it's Tara with the Cedar Rapids Public Library, and I'm very excited to bring you some easy nature art activities that you can do at home with your children. So the things you'll need for this first activity are a piece of cardstock, a pen or permanent marker, and then you will need to gather some flowers or anything from your garden that you are willing to let your kids pick. And if you go to a park, I mean dandelions, or even you might find some creeping Charlie at the park. Whatever flowers or colorful things you can find, you'll want to gather those. And then what you're going to do is you are going to draw a pot on your piece of cardstock. And I started by using a pencil first, and then I traced my outline that I made. And if you have a younger kiddo, you can do the drawing first, and they can do the tracing or whatever you would like. And then you're going to make some holes above your pot for the items you have gathered. And then you will start to stick them in. So I'm going to show you the next part. So let's stick some things in here. And this one fell apart. That's okay. Maybe we'll use another one. This is actually a tickweed flower, it's called. And it's really good for bees and hummingbirds like this. So let's stick that guy in there. And then maybe we'll stick some of the taller guys here. All right, and I finished my lovely flower pot, and I did find that it helped to tape the ends of the stems in the back so that the longer flowers stayed up straight. So yeah, kind of fun. For our next activity, you will need masking tape and the flowers, and we're going to be making some flower bracelets. Okay, so you'll want a piece of masking tape that is a little bit longer than the size of your child's wrist, and then you will be taking the masking tape and putting it around their wrists. And it's hard to do this when it's just one person, but you'll have hopefully another person to help you, or your child can hold one end. And then you're just going to fit it around sticky side out. And then this is the perfect place to put some more of your flowers. So let's try that. And for these, you'll need flowers that have shorter stems. I'm going to stick some on here. We got it started. All right, you see I have my lovely flower bracelet, and the more different flowers and different kinds you find, and even if you have some of the petals that fall off of your flowers, you can kind of attach them here. And feel free to use other types of tape, but I find that the masking tape works really well for this activity, so yay, bracelet. Here's another view of our lovely flower bracelet. And you may want to make it just a little bit wider than your child's wrist, just so that they can take it on and off easily. So for this next activity, you'll need 3 pieces of cardstock, depending on the size of your child's head. You will need scissors, and you will need masking tape and or scotch tape. Once you have your 3 cardstock pieces taped together, you're going to cut about 1 inch or 2 off the bottom so that your crown is not so wide. So we have maybe about 5 inches here lengthwise. And then we will start cutting our crown shape into our paper. So all I did to make the crown shape was to cut triangles out of my paper. I'll show you here. So I cut here, and then went up here, and then did another cut right there. So I'm just cutting these little triangles out of the top of my paper, like so, to make that crown shape. And then this is the point where we get to tape the crown together. We'll put tape and measure our child's head, and then we'll tape it together. That's about where I'm at. It's right there. All right. I have my ponytail in back, so that's why this thing is so huge. Okay, and then our next step is to attach a piece of masking tape around the outside of this with the sticky side out. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. All right, so we've got our long piece of masking tape that's a bit longer than what the circumference of our crown is. Okay, and then what I'm doing is I'm starting with a little bit of a sticky tab. I'm just attaching it sticky side up to the crown, and then I'm going to pull it around with the sticky side facing out until I get to the other end, which I'll need a little bit more masking tape. Okay, and then I made another little tab and I stuck the sticky side to this other part, and so we have a nice area where we can start sticking our flowers onto for our flower crown. Okay, so this turned out pretty lovely, I think. Look how pretty that is. And if you have more flowers and you want to have another layer of masking tape above or below, you can certainly do that. Let me try on my flower crown. I think I am ready for some spring. I'm ready for some spring fun, can you tell? So yeah, so those were the things I had to show you for your nature art. So I hope you find some very fun flowers that are friendly to pick. Like I said, definitely look for dandelions or this creeping Charlie, and even some clover. So, all right, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Bye.